So I would first of all like to ask Adviye. You have a long experience, some 30 years in tourism. How are you involved now in ecotourism and especially in the Greater Caspian region?
Well, yes, I'm long years in tourism industry in Turkey, and I am the founder of International Sustainable Tourism Foundation in Turkey. This is how I connected with ecotourism. And on top of that, I am the owner of tour operator company in Turkey that I've been working with 65 different countries, and my concentration is to bring as much as tourists to Turkey to my country. And I think Turkey is one of the greatest player in tourism industry. And since it is new for Caspian region, I think there are a lot experience and knowledge we can pass to the region. So therefore I'm here, and therefore, I would like to pass some of experience and advices. Thank you.
Federico, you have a long experience as well in tourism, and Switzerland tries to promote itself as a sustainable tourism destination and so on. What kind of advice can you share with such a vast region in the world for ecotourism?
Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure to be here and to be part of this last panel. Of course, 30 years of experience for me as well in the tourism industry with the National Tourist Board of Switzerland. I gained my experience in America, 10 years long, and now since about 22 years I am developing the new markets. The new markets, in particular, the Central Asian market and South America, even Iran, and other markets in Europe that are new. And this approach to Central Asia is for me important because when I hear about the Caspian, the Great Caspian region, I think we have a lot to share with it. Switzerland Tourism, the national organization, has 100 years of experience in tourism. And we have gained all this know-how over the years. And I think this know-how today is at the crossroad for sharing with other countries. That was the reason in the recent 2 years I was able to sign memorandum of understanding with the different Department of Tourism of the Ministry of Tourism of the country Tajikistan, Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan. The most recent one was in Belarus, and I have all this contact directly with the authority of the tourism industry of this country, and we realize we do the same work. I want people to visit my country, like you, ladies and gentlemen. You are all here visiting Switzerland for the Davos Forum. You are a most important contribution to our revenue, to our results of the statistic of what we are doing here in the tourism industry in Switzerland. But our friends in the other country want to do the same. They want to improve their tourism, they want to improve the infrastructure, the investment. They want really to achieve what we did with more than 100 years, and they are running very fast. Trust me, there is sometimes difficulty for me to stay behind the request because they really want to go fast. But I will tell you a little bit more later.
We all sit in the same boat, right? Absolutely. Andrej, you come from a medical tourism background with the Klinik, right? So what kind of opportunities are you seeing in the Caspian region?
Well, first I would like to say thank you for the invitation. Welcome to warm Davos. It's a very sunny weather here. We call it Vitamin Davos.
Yes, so it is worrying because, you know, I've never seen such a warm Davos before,
me
right?
too. I'm based here and working here. Even for me, it's very hot. But that's not the point. So I used to work with Federico for many years in these countries, and I also can confirm. So the combination between the tourism, education and the health works very well in these countries because the people coming to Switzerland, it's not only for skiing, for spa, for wellness, but many times they have kids, so they would like to bring them a good school, and very and more often it's also the medical and the health issue they have. So the medical and health tourism is growing, is developing. It's not only about the ill people, about the people really have a diagnosis, but it's really health people like we, so they come to Davos for making sports. And at the same time, they would like to make a fitness test, a checkup program. And that's what we try to do with Switzerland Tourism. So to combine these three things, so the tourism, the hospitality, and the medicine.
Now, ecotourism, of course, is very important in sustainable development and promoting the local economies in the greater Caspian region. Where exactly do you think, Adviye, can ecotourism help these economies grow and the livelihoods of the people? How can this be boosted?
Well, Martina, before talking about ecotourism for the region, I would like to say some words about overall the tourism. Like I said, I mean, Turkey has a long years experience in the industry that going back like 60 years, 70 years. And my background is coming from mass tourism. And in my country, since like 16, 17 years, I've been working on the diversity of the tourism. And ecotourism is just one kind of all these tourism. For example, if I give a sample from my country, this year, 2019, we hosted like 50 million tourists in Turkey. And within this 50 million tourists, just 1 million people came for ecotourism. So I don't know, this is the target of the region that they are looking for, or they would like to bring more tourism kinds to the region. And on top of everything, what I would like to say to the audience here, that, tourism is a kind of culture. It is not only the income for the countries, it connects the people, it connects the culture, it connects the nations, so therefore it is need. For me, it's like a bread. So, what I'm going to say, since yesterday I've been listening here, all the gas pipeline, energy, investment on that. Mr. Murat, thank you so much. I have full information on that. All my connection with the gas till I came here, I'm using just natural gas in my home, and this was all my connection and knowledge. But since yesterday, I really got a full information. I'm so thankful to you about that. But what I'm going to say, it seems that it's going to be tremendous investment to the region. And it means that some companies and people will earn thousands, millions, whatever dollar.
So how to ensure then that this lands in the right pockets, that this helps the people and not a certain elite or the government, but it's actually widely and fairly distributed in society?
Yes, and on top of everything, I would like to say, for the sustainability of the region, for the sustainability of the locals, I kindly ask all those investors, the companies, the employee of these companies, to come to the region, spend the money, and help the sustainability of the people who live in the region. So this is my message to the region, and I hope that it's not going to be only the gas, that. It's a new destination for the world, which I believe it is needed, because now we are talking going to the space, to the moon, but I never heard from anybody that I want to visit the Caspian Sea, or I want to visit Turkmenistan. So you have to make some marketing for that.
Let's first explore our beautiful planet before going to space, right?
Yes.
Federico, with your experience, right? How can this be ensured? And what are some of the key success recipes to make ecotourism sustainable and helping the wider society?
First of all, I have to ask, behind one picture say more than 1,000 words, then maybe there is some of the slides that I have to prepare that can be turned on. Eco, yes, eco stands for ecological sustainable, but I think that for Switzerland, eco is as well for the economy of our country. We have in Switzerland, the tourism is our one of the most important sector of our economy. We have about 20 million visitors every year. We count about 100 million overnights per year in the country, in hotel, apartments, and in flat owned by own people. And then in particular, what we have here, 250 people working in the tourism industry. We have to understand we are a small country, 8 million inhabitants, but still these are very important numbers and ratio that support the work that has been done in developing the Swiss tourism industry. And important that we can look into for the great Caspian region as well is to have a strategy. Now, this appellation or this name, Great Caspian region, is brand new or coming new. And thanks to Murat, I got to know this concept. And I think there is a lot of opportunity. Many countries attached with a beautiful aspect, the Caspian seas. And we need to create a strategy to create elements that helps to implement the strategy. We did in Switzerland this strategy, and we have 4 instruments that help us to go on and develop our activity. It is a fund to support the innovation. It is a regional policy. It is a support of hotels with a credit, with 0 interest. And then finally, the instrument called Switzerland Tourism, which is the marketing organization. And when all of these are implemented, and I think here's a good example is the InnoTour, the fund that is created for innovation in tourism is very important because you can come up with a concept and you receive the money from the government or from the institutions that helps. And one of the examples is a Grand Tour of Switzerland. I will give you in a few minutes a couple of additional information, like the same time the quality program that has been introduced into Switzerland, or any other associations that are important for our country. Here you see quality programs. We invested, we got the funds from the InnoTour because we created different level of quality in the tourism industry. We created the family resorts. Again, it's an institution that allows family to be treated differently in the different destinations. We created the Wellness Association because there are destinations that are all dedicated to wellness and people can use.
On the wellness pillar that you have there, how can Andrej play a role? I mean, are you more looking for tourists from the Caspian region to come to Switzerland or vice versa? What is your cooperation there and what kind of new ideas and plans, strategies do you have?
I mean, I always support a way of cooperation. It's always both ways, like Federico. I mean, of course, we would like to attract people, tourists, patients coming to Switzerland. But it's not that we close the door and say, okay, we just want to have you here. It's always important to share our experience, our competence, because we think, I mean, in 20, 30 years, I mean, we should do it all in the same way. And we heard a lot about education and the health, and I think it's the most important investment in our life. And so if we can combine not only spa and wellness, but also the medical competence we have here, also the hospitals, the clinics, with the hotels, with the destinations, then I think that's also an important part of the ecotourism.
Switzerland is very famous for national parks, for example, Federico. What about Turkey? What are some of the maybe government initiatives there as well to better protect the environment and also maybe set up national parks independently or with the help of the Swiss experience?
Yeah, I mean, having long years experience in the industry, of course, we are making mistakes and learning by our mistakes. And I mean, Turkey tourism based on mass market, but like I said, since about 20-25 years, we've been working for the diversity of the tourism in Turkey, and eco is one of them. And I mean, of course, when I look at the national parks in the region, please, I mean, if I am mistaken, tell me, a whole Caspian region, there are a lot, like 50 national parks, where only in Turkey we have 48. Of course, I mean, we are progressing on that, and not only about the national parks, I mean, we are working a lot about trekking, golf, and we are working a lot about climbing, bicycling. I mean, when you say ecotourism, there are lots of diversity of ecotourism as well. So it's not only about national park, the other things as well. And yeah, I mean, in Turkey, it's progressing. We are working a lot on that. Yeah, and yeah, it's keep going, yes.
And for all our foreign guests, actually, Switzerland has the oldest national park in Europe, Almustere and Squall, that was founded in 1914. So if you have time to visit it and go hiking, it's really beautiful.
It's not far away from here, by the way.
Exactly. Andrej.
By the way, many people, they don't know. So the first tourists from UK, from Great Britain, coming to Switzerland many years ago, that was not for skiing or for holiday. That was really for healing. So they came namely to Davos, to the Hochgebirgsklinik, because they were suffering from asthma and tuberculosis. So
Do you know what? My grandfather was one of them.
Really?
He came from Germany
Okay.
to be healed and treated here in Davos.
Okay, so you
And he
should know-
became a hockey player of the HC Davos. He
Wow.
was suffering from asthma, and he managed to
Great.
get treatment here in Davos. So stay a bit longer if you can, and you get clean lungs. Would you like to add something on the panel? Otherwise, I would love to open to the floor, Federico.
Yes, I think one of the things I would like to present, but they just turn off the
I think
slides
it's still
again.
there. If we
so
could get the
it is
presentation back.
in sense of ecological tourism, in sense of marketing. We created a few years ago the Grand Tour of Switzerland, and I would like really to mention a few words about it, because the Grand Tour of Switzerland was a product that helped all the supplier, all the region, all the national park management to get together to strengthen the effort together to create an itinerary through the country. And this itinerary, if you look at the map of Switzerland, you will tell me in 10 minutes you can put together this red line. Ladies and gentlemen, even the Swiss had more than 4 years to create the red line on a Swiss map. You have to understand the cooperation between the different departments, the different federal offices, the different cantons, the different communities, the different hotels. All of them wanted to have something to say on that. 4 years later, we launched it, and now we are running the 6th year of promotion of this tour with great success, with really great success. And I encourage all of you and all of your family, all of your friends that come to Switzerland to really start the Grand Tour and to take part of it, because you will bring back home most beautiful memory in an ecological sense, in an economical sense, in a very beautiful way of looking at. And the train system, ecological related, is an additional part of our promotion of tourism, because we know that the trains are running ecological, and Switzerland is the country with the most unique train system of the world. And then we are very proud to have this one, and I think there is really the most beautiful way to discover a country. Same for the Great Caspian region. If there is an itinerary, not only of businessmen, of investors, the BRI concept project we heard today needs to be developed, and we can maybe bring some advice.
Absolutely, Federico. I would like to open now the Q&A session. So if you have a question, please raise your hand and identify yourself, one question only, and tell us who you would like to ask on the panel. Any questions? Otherwise, these people are still around, I'm sure. Yes, the lady, Murat, yes, okay, fantastic. Yes, please.
Yes, thank you. Just one simple question. Margareta Kinnunen, former MP of Switzerland. I have a very simple question. In your experiences, how to increase hospitality of all the staff working in all the various functions, receiving guests from abroad? This concerns all the countries in the world. Thank you. Some more than others, maybe even Switzerland.
Would you like to ask Federico or Andrej? All of them. Okay, in a short
Very
word.
short. I think if you attended the panel before, it was leadership in education. I think that this is the key that we can offer, is education, education, education again. Education doesn't start in hospitality when you are 22 years old, but it starts already when you are at school. If they teach you that you are part of a country that rely on tourism, and that the tourism will be what will bring the bread on your table, I think the kids will understand that. And then, of course, in Switzerland, we have the privilege that we have the most renowned education school or hospitality school in Lausanne, in Montreux, in you name it, in the different area, in Lucerne and so on. I think we have to capitalize on that and make sure that everybody can get something out of this education.
Adviye, the Middle East is very famous for hospitality, so give us your success recipe.
It is in our blood, I
Oh,
believe.
yeah.
Well, I mean, of course, education is important and it's must. But on top of that, you know, if I gonna get any employee to my company, I never ever look at their diploma or degrees. You know what I try to find it out? The soul of this person. If they love human, it means that they will satisfy all the tourists coming to my country. This way, that way, they will find the solution. So this is the most important thing for me, the soul of the staff, how much they love the human. Of course, if they are desired to be successful in the industry is other thing. But if they love the people, if they love the human, it solves all the problems.
And you do that for sure. Andrej.
I absolutely agree with them too. I mean, the same in the hospital, in a clinic. It's not only, important to have a good doctor and a good treatment. You need the people taking care about you. And it's also many people working in a hospital, in a clinic, so they make an education in the tourism industry, how to improve the hospitality, how to treat the patient. So absolutely the same.
Murat, you had a question as well?
Yes. I think question mainly for Federico and for Andrej. Yeah, you have a Slavic name, yeah, Andrej.
Ja govorim по-руски, да.
Ah, okay. Yes. What is being done and what could be done to increase touristic potential of the Greater Caspian region from the Switzerland side?
I mean, if it from the greater region, it's my promotion that I do in all this country. But on the reverse, I think there is a lack of know-how in Switzerland among our population about the complete region of the Great Caspian region, or even the individual market, the individual countries that are located in that area. I think this is where we need to pull forces with the authority of the different country inside of the Great Caspian region, together with the private entities, the promoters of that region, and to create a partnership, very important, between the public and the private partnership, in order that we can then promote, present, and educate this area, this Caspian area, as a new destination for vacation. Of course, different kind of vacation. You will not go like in Turkey for 10 days at the beach with all included. Maybe you go for more cultural, historical, on the Silk Road view, and you can discover this area in a different way. But the trend is here, because all the country, like Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, they all name themselves the little Switzerland of the region. And of course, with the mountains, the beautiful areas that they have, they are allowed to do that. And we will encourage them. And these relations that we have opened now between the different countries and Switzerland tourism will help to the promotion of
Thank you, Federico. In 2 words?
In 2 words, okay. Now, I have one example. I've been many times in Baku, and of course it's not realistic that Swiss patients go to Baku or to Kazakhstan for a medical treatment. But what they try to pick up, so it's really the know-how between the doctors, between the education and the medical and the health industry, and that helps them to make a better program, better health programs, and also to develop the medical tourism from the other countries to Baku or to Kazakhstan. So that's the way we can help them to learn from us.
Now the last challenge for you in 1 word only, your top eco-tourism destination for 2020. Federico.
Hashtag in love with Switzerland.
All right, okay. That is going to trend tonight. Adviye.
Of course, Turkey.
Right?
The most beautiful canton of Switzerland, canton of Grison.
There we are. Thank you very much. Federico, Adviye, Andrej, great having you here. Thank you very much.